Hey everyone, Happy New Year. Let's talk about My Hero Academia 212 and the significance of this chapter. Now, in this chapter, we saw that Midoriya met up to one of the holders of One for All. And this is very significant because what it means is that he's able to interact with these entities that exist within the power itself. Now, the significance of this is great because now it allows us to see what happened historically with the power and how it was actually created and everything. As we can tell, based on what we were given in the series thus far, All Might never met the original founders within his own mind, which is significant because that means something is coming to a head. And a theory I've come up with, and again, this is a theory, this is a fan theory, so bear with me, is that the original 8 members of the All for One power, they all dealt with a deadly sin or something that held the power back to achieving its true potential. And you're going to be like, well, isn't there only 7 deadly sins? No, there are 8 deadly sins originally. Originally, the 8 deadly sins were envy, wrath, lust, greed, gluttony, sloth, pride, and the final one, despond. This sin, the despond sin, was the embodiment of low spirit or low courage. Pretty much not believing in oneself, the inability to act when you need to. But for some reason it was removed. Did not do enough research on that portion as to why, but and then it was created into 7 deadly sins. I don't know. Anyways, but the whole point to that is, I think this has a significant play in the series itself. When the series began, we saw that Midoriya was willing to act in a moment where no one with powers was willing to act, and he himself did not have powers, right? The series began with Midoriya taking action in a situation where he knew he could die. He had no power, he was powerless, but yet he acted. And this in turn encouraged All Might to act and save the day. I believe that each founder of this power dealt with an issue that they, well, what can I say, which branded them negatively in the power itself. They are not bad people is what I'm trying to say, but they had their flaws. In terms of envy, wrath, lust, greed, gluttony, sloth, pride, and despond, he does not have any of these traits. He has courage. He acts when nobody else would act. He is not envious of other people. He is not filled with wrath or lust or greed or gluttony, and he's not lazy, so his sloth is definitely out. And he doesn't have pride because he does what he needs to do just because it's the right thing to do. When we look at All Might, I would say All Might is the embodiment of the pride, because he knows that he cannot do certain things anymore, or originally, but then he's too proud to admit these things and he just keeps pushing forward. I honestly believe that these 8 entities are the embodiments of failures or misguidances, or possibly, like I said, they all suffer from one of these deadly sins, so to speak, because it's a unique number. And it's interesting too that All for One could sense what's going on with One for All. And you know, it's very interesting to me because it ties up everything again. It reminds me of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. You know, you have Father, and then you have these 7 deadly sins. I mean, you know, pride, wrath, all these guys. But in the end, you had Father in the background waiting, and he is the ultimate entity. I feel that this series, My Hero Academia, is following the same trait. You are going to see that some of these characters, they may have been too angry, may have been too prideful, may have been too glutton, greedy, have, sloth tendencies, all these things. But looking at Midoriya, you'll be like, wow, he actually doesn't embody all these things, and this is why he's so significant too, because he is willing to do what it takes to bring the bad guys down. Not saying that they won't, but what I'm saying is he doesn't suffer from the same well, issues or weaknesses these other users had. And I think he's going to end up becoming the strongest user of One for All. Now the fruit is ripe, and now it's time for Midoriya to fully understand what is the goal of this power and how to take out One for All. Oh, I should say All for One. Man, I keep mixing up these powers. All for One is the bad guy. One for All is for everybody. Alright? But why is this happening now? Well, as I said, I think Midoriya is the embodiment of everything that's good, and he doesn't suffer from any of these other traits. It's also possible that he is the key because he did not have powers. So it started off with the guy's brother who he thought did not have powers, but he in fact had that one power to transfer a trait to other people. And then from there, he gained the power from his brother to acquire new powers. And then he started transferring it, and now it ends with Midoriya, who had no powers to begin with. So the cycle starts and ends, you know, somewhat in the same spot. And this is so interesting because, as I said, what does it take to be a hero? You look at a hero and stuff and you think they are all perfect and stuff. You know, it's portrayed in, like, when you would read comics like Superman, you watch Dragon Ball Z and stuff. These guys, you know, just simple people who want good for everyone, but at the same time they are so powerful they're practically gods and stuff. But in this series, My Hero Academia, it shows that, you know, people are flawed, and it really sometimes takes people taking a step back and looking inwards to themselves to understand the flaws of others and themselves, and learning from mistakes before they actually happen in their own lives. And Midoriya is interesting. He's a very interesting character because he gets to have all these teachers, so to speak, you know, all these senseis, all these people he could learn from, all these role models, where he could be like, okay, I'm struggling with this, what would you do in this situation? Or this happened in this person's situation, so I know I should not do this. And then building upon that, he moves forward and he makes the choices that, you know, others would be scared to make. And that's what we saw in the first 2 episodes of this series. I love the way it's being written. I love the way it's going forward. The only thing I don't like about the series right now is that they only have like 14 pages a chapter now. What's going on? So again, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Happy New Year again. And tell me what you think down below. And do you guys think that Midoriya is going to meet all the users? Do you guys think he's going to be more powerful? Do you guys disagree with what I'm coming up with? This is just a theory. Don't kill me. Alright, take care. Peace.